right. Hello. Welcome to Stop Questioning Everything, the official Drug Receipts podcast, where we deliver our signature mind-altering content. DRx is the brand bringing streetwear to Web3 and Web3 to streetwear in the form of digital and physical wearables with DR Experience augmented reality. We promote the pillars of art and subversion, science and skepticism, community and sport. I'm your host, Arlo Eisenberg, the founder and artist behind Drug Receipts. Today is December 2nd, 2022 in America. It's December 3rd in New Zealand. This is episode number 22, and we've got a really good one for you. There has been some huge news in our world and in the wider ecosystem. We have our brand new partners on from Walker World to talk about the new Cryptowalkers Female Collection and Drug Receipts collaboration. We've got Shay Bhayani, the CMO at Walker World, and Kristian, Frykstedt, the co-founder of Walker World. I don't know why that is such a tongue twister, but we've got them both on to talk about that collaboration with us today. We're going to do a deep dive on the history of some of the traits and lore that have gone into this collaboration, and we're going to talk about what this project what this females collection mint is going to look like for all of you. So we know you've got questions. We've got answers. We'll bring them up in just a few moments. If you're listening on a podcast, this is a YouTube stream. We're going to have a lot of visual content. We are talking about our collaboration with Walker World. So we're going to be showing what that looks like. We're going to be going into the history on the traits and the lore. So we'll be showing a lot of images there. The best experience is always when you can see it. So we encourage you to join us here on the YouTube channel. If you're watching if you're not catching this live, then you can catch it on the Drug Receipts channel on YouTube. But if not, we will do our best to paint a picture in your mind and to talk you through all the things that we are sharing on screen. With that said, let's bring onto screen the rest of the DRx team. Where is Trevor and Jesse? Oh, wow.
Well, here we are, and good morning, everybody. And I just wanted to say my couch has been desperate to get into this podcast.
Your couch is a ghost. And speaking of ghosts, Trevor, it looks like there is someone lurking behind you. Very menacing.
Menacingly lurking. I think we'll find out all about what's going on there as the show unfolds.
Talking a lot more about that.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, everybody, as the case may be for you. And hi, Jesse. How are you?
Hi, guys.
Jesse, you look like you're in new surroundings. Where are you?
I am reporting live from Miami during Art Basel.
Cool.
So if you're out here, holler at me. Let's hang out. Maybe there's a PO-app involved. Who knows?
Hey, Brooke is out there. Have you seen him? Is he going to jump on the podcast? Where is he?
You know what?
Maybe. You never know.
We should
see. You never know. Anything could happen.
Guys, I'm really excited to bring our guest on. Before we do, I would like to send a special shout out. Let the Nicely family know that we are thinking about them. They are in our thoughts right now. They've had an emergency recently that they're dealing with presently with their children, one of their daughters. So our thoughts are with them. Looks like we had a little echo there. Sending out our love, thoughts, and prayers to the Nicely family. But let's move on to some lighter fare. We will bring on our special guest. And I'm sure we're going to do this with great fanfare, but let's welcome to the SQE Podcast, Shay and Kristian.
Woo! Fanfare!
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening from Stockholm, Sweden.
So we're just adding to the time zones and the locations here. We've got Shay. Where are you? Without doxing you too much, you be as general as you want.
Good afternoon, or Arvo, as our Kiwis like to say, from the southeast United States region.
Okay, cool. Southeast. So yeah, we've got a lot of time zones represented here. It sounds like you might be close to where Jesse's at. Yeah, cool. All right, so welcome everybody. We've got some exciting stuff going on. Shay and Kristian, I'd like to introduce you guys to our audience a little bit. But Shay, you are the CMO at what I'm guessing. we have in our notes at Cryptowalkers, but I'm guessing everything is transferred or has shifted over to Walker World. Is that right?
Yeah, it's actually technically Walker Labs, which is like the parent company behind Walker World and Cryptowalkers. But yeah, close enough.
Okay, so from Walker Labs, this is a familiar story in kind of this space with these Web3 projects, but a lot of our team members have come directly from our community, Acro, Dawn, and I understand that you have a similar story.
Yeah, it's not exactly the Cryptowalkers community, but there's definitely some similarities there.
Yeah, awesome. Now, do you have prior background in film as well?
That is correct. Yes, I like to say I'm kind of like a cat, lived 9 lives sort of, and I really identify as a multi-hyphenate, what I like to call.
So how did you find your way to Walker World or to Walker Labs?
That's a really good question. I would say that I got into Web3 and NFTs in December of last year. Wow. So it's been 1 year. And my background is in marketing and tech, early adopter of crypto, always been attracted to emerging technology. And as soon as I entered the space, I fell in love with it. I bought my first fluff. Of course, you're familiar with Fluff World, and sort of just fell down the rabbit hole, to say from there, and just knew that I wanted to be part of this industry in some way. And it was definitely very distinctly clear to me that we were at a paradigm shift, and I wanted to be part of that. And so I just decided that I wanted to work in the industry, and I kind of started pursuing opportunities and just kind of scoping things out, seeing what was interesting to me. And I was introduced through a mutual friend to Cryptowalkers.
Amazing. Great. So we've got more that we want to talk about with you, but we will introduce Kristian and then we will get into the rest of it. But Kristian, you are one of the co-founders of Cryptowalkers and Walker Labs, I presume. Talk to me a little bit about your background, because you come from sort of a design background. Is that right?
Yeah. I've been working as a designer for maybe 15 years or so. Started doing like websites and bigger projects, and moved over to do more campaign-based small jobs, which I like more than getting stuck in like the websites. Me and Daniel Branteström, the co-founder of Cryptowalkers, he's been into crypto and NFTs long before me, and he was like, we need to do something. So we started like 1.5 years ago, about when there still was a lot of profile pictures as NFTs, and we were like, we want to do something more than just another JPEG collection. And I have a background as an animator and a designer, so we thought like, let's do something that moves, and let's do something that can be more than just a profile picture. So we went full on with fully rigged characters in 3D, and pretty happy we took that way.
Yeah, you guys have definitely gone full on, and
yeah, for sure.
I was going to say, you've certainly come a lot further than just the PFPs, as was your original intention. But it seems like even the project just keeps expanding and expanding, getting bigger. It's even the fact, right, that's why we've arrived here, where it's not just Cryptowalkers anymore. It's an entire world, and like your universe just keeps expanding.
Yeah, the Cryptowalkers will be part of the Walker World, of course, as a collection, as NFTs. Walker World is the new big thing we're working on. Go ahead.
It's
been growing so fast. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's no question. And you're talking about your background as a designer and an animator and all the the really cool stuff that y'all are designing. So we've introduced each of you. I think now the best thing we can do to introduce the brand is just show it. So Joellen, if we've got it queued up, let's go ahead and play their gameplay trailer.
Let's go.
What do you think?
Wow.
What do you think, guys?
Dude, that is too gnarly. There's so much to unpack there. I mean, the first question, right, is when, right? I'm sure that's all anyone wants to know is when can we get in and play it. So let's start with that.
When you're gonna go in and play it? I mean, it's in the making. I hope everyone has seen the team. The whole game team is crazy.
Yeah,
go in and watch walkworld.io and just see the talents behind this trailer and the upcoming world and upcoming shooter. It's
Our beautiful website is also designed by Kristian. So shout out.
Oh yeah,
to that.
I did a site and the logo.
Everybody loves the new site. So
the new site looks great. Yeah.
Thanks.
Do you guys want to give out the? Let's plug the website. Tell people where they can go to find out about everything that they want to know.
Walkerworld.io, and from there, I'm just gonna go and check out the mint guide later on. But first of all, you can give them a little bit of a credit. The team behind the game trailer. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible team.
So the game is in development, but what is right on the precipice of being launched is the female collection. That's going to mint in a matter of days. So there's definitely a lot we can talk about there. And I actually have a couple of questions, one for each of you. Shay, I will start with you. I mean, the fact that this is a female collection and you are a female in Web3, you know, in an elevated position with one of these premier brands in this space. What does it mean to you to be a woman in Web3, and what does this collection mean for the community?
Yeah, man, that's a big question. Well, I will just say that, one, I think it holds a lot of significance to be given the platform that I have. And I'm super grateful to my team for trusting me and trusting my leadership. I think having more women in leadership roles, it kind of produces a ripple effect. And I think that says so much about how forward thinking kind of my team is. And I'm super passionate about diversity and inclusion. And so when I first came on and I knew that this was going to be kind of one of the first most prominent milestones, I was super stoked. And we were doing so many amazing things to kind of work towards and empower and inspire the pursuit of inclusion for more women in Web3 and beyond. We have started something called the Superheroine Squadron with our wonderful partners, Altered State Machine, who are extremely equally as passionate about just inclusion. And we are doing a key number of things with them. Just yesterday, we hosted a Women in Web3 podcast with Shara Senderoff and Rahila Zafar. And we have much larger things planned in the future too. But I think the more that we kind of take baby steps to just giving platforms to these voices and giving women a seat at the table and giving women decision-making power and leadership and platforms, it really produces this effect, and it really starts from the top down, as trite as that is. And so just me being in the position that I'm in and having as much impact over the female collection and kind of as I have has been a dream come true. And this is just kind of the beginning. And there's, a lot of people say that crypto and stuff is extremely male dominated, which I think is true. But I think Web3 is actually doing a great job of kind of changing that narrative. Jessie is another amazing woman in our space that everybody adores and, has a platform and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's only the beginning. And this female collection is just one milestone in kind of a long journey that we have. And we're super excited that our female community members are going to have avatars they can represent. And we've gotten so many more women in our community through this. I mean, I could talk about this forever. I'm so passionate about it, but yeah, we're really excited.
Amazing. Amazing. Kristian, my question for you is not quite as heavy, maybe, but it's no less interesting or important, especially from my perspective as a designer. But I'm super curious, when we saw the trailer for the female collection, right, that they are so detailed, that what they're wearing is so well rendered. And And I imagine, right, that as you learn and you evolve, your skill set is a lot, and probably also your resources with the team that you've got working with you. But where you guys are now versus where you were when you were putting together the Genesis collection, it's like, how do you strike the balance between kind of wanting to flex all the new stuff that you learn, but also still keep it all consistent with the original collection?
Yeah, that is a very good question, because the Genesis collection, they are very goofy looking. They're like super simple, and to make females out of that, it was not easy to keep like the goofiness and still make it like a few levels better, which I would say, and hope everyone thinks it is. It's been a while. It's been a ride just to get the face correct. Was not made over a night. I'll tell you that for sure. So we've been working also pretty long on this collection. It's on the day 1 year ago since the males were dropped. So yeah.
Can I
But
just comment on
the
that?
details, yeah, for sure, Shay.
Go ahead and finish, and then I just
No,
wanna add.
I am pretty much finished. I mean, it's just been the details and everything is much more worked on this collection. I'm super proud of it.
It shows.
Very good. One of the stars here are sitting in next to me right now working, Philip Frisk. I'm at the office
Isn't
now.
it like
so,
8 or 9 o'clock at night there, Kristian? Have you got the whip cracking, isn't it?
It's 9 o'clock, yeah, on Friday. No, I mean, I have this
You let them
little
go home?
here. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere until after mint, for sure.
This is a common occurrence. Yeah, the team is so incredibly hardworking. And I just wanted to add to what Kristian said. One, we are minting on the 1 year anniversary of our Genesis, which is like super poetic and awesome. But as I came onto the team, I kind of learned, as a lot of people know, that like in our Genesis collection, there's a bunch of like quirky, funny traits and like references to pop culture and things like that. And as I kind of came on the team and got to know Kristian and Daniel more, I realized how much of their influence is in the collection and how witty some of those things are. Kristian and Daniel are both travelers, lovers of sci-fi, lovers of movies and storytelling and all these amazing things. And I think are just extremely like well-traveled people and have an appreciation for like humor and kind of like the lighter side of things. And I think that really manifests in the Genesis collection. And so I just wanted to shout that out. And like Kristian has such an amazing, incredible creative aptitude and flair. Like all of the graphics and amazing things that everybody compliments on, like our website, all these sorts of things, he is like driving a lot of that. So I just wanted to give the team like a huge shout out for that.
Yeah, much respect. And it, as we said, it shows. The trailer is so sick. The characters look great. Both the trailer for the female collection, the trailer for the gameplay. I mean, you guys are crushing it. And Kristian, for whatever credit you deserve for that, I mean, you are earning it. It is really spectacular. But there were some characters in there.
I can't take the credit for that. I mean, it's a team effort. Michael McDonald, what a job. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Amazing. I wanted to talk about something else that I don't think you can take credit for. Was some characters that we noticed in the gameplay trailer, but they were fluffs, which you guys did not design. But can we talk about interoperability and what that will look like in your Wilder world? Or
Walker World?
Yeah.
You can edit that out. Don't worry.
Yeah, I can take a stab at it. And then if Kristian wants to add on. Well, one, interoperability is kind of our most prominent value proposition. We are striving to be the destination for interoperability for both Web 2 and Web 3 brands, whether you have a fluff, a party bear, a Bored Ape, whatever it is, we are going to enable you to bring your avatars into Walker World and vice versa. We have enabled our walkers to be augmented reality compatible, and they're already integrated in Jadu's Mirrorverse, which is their augmented reality kind of metaverse app that actually launched November 30th. And we're going to do the same for our females. But interoperability is extremely, extremely important to our mission. And not only are we working on our walkers for them to be fully interoperable, we are working and looking at some major collections and we'll help them onboard to Walker World. And yeah, we were super stoked about the fluffs. One of the fluffs was mine. Shout out to LV50 NFT sales. The royal fluff was his. So
amazing. Awesome. So talking about interoperability, right? Avatars are one thing, but something that we are particularly interested around here is the interoperability of the wearables. And so that is kind of what has brought us into the partnership. We collaborated on a wearable that is going to be featured, or that is featured in the female collection, and that's the onesie. Is there anything else you can tell us about wearables in your environment?
Yeah, maybe Kristian, if you want to talk a little bit about the store that we have planned.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, every wearables you have on your NFT will of course be in the game and in the world. So if you are lucky and mint a onesie, you are gonna run around in Walker World in that onesie. Other than that, we have a store in the making with unique traits that will not be minted in this collection, but will be available in store. Yeah. You want to add something there, Shay?
Yeah, so our store is going to be super awesome. And another thing that we want to do is partner with artists like yourself and like Drug Receipts and implement some sort of like revenue share and maybe like donating like a percentage of things to like a charity or like philanthropic initiative. But we're super excited about like the potential of wearables in Walker World. And I think that you guys our partnership is going to be a big part of that too.
Yeah. Have you guys put any thought into the interoperability of wearables within your environment, right? So male to female, different characters being able to wear different items. Is that something that's on the roadmap yet, or in discussion?
Absolutely. It's definitely something that we would like to do.
Kristian said that, obviously whatever your avatars are wearing in your NFTs, those will show up in the gameplay. But it sounds like with the introduction of the store, you won't be limited to just what your NFT is wearing. You will be able to swap the wearables on your avatars, wherever environment they may come from. But in the game, in the Walker World game, they'll be able to switch their wearables. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. Things are still in the making.
Of course.
I should not promise too much, but that's the idea, right, Shay?
Yeah.
Yeah, because digital identity is super important to us. And that's part of the reason we're doing the female collection, because we have so many female members in our community. And I know that they love the male walkers, but they want to represent an avatar that they resonate more with. And so digital identity is super important to us. And so things like that are very much in discussion and on the roadmap, because we want people to be able to represent what they feel most proud of. And that's why interoperability in the first place is so important to us. If you want to rep your fluff in Walker World, that's cool. We're going to implement the infrastructure for you to be able to do that.
All right. We're super excited about it. I think your trailer has been the first really well told story of what we're heading towards, right? Just showing that you guys are already thinking about so many different things. It's great we've got this ability to tap into the partners around us in this Futureverse ecosystem and be able to learn from them and understand and start thinking ahead. We've learned so much in the last 6 months or so about where this is all going, what interoperability is going to look like, how that affects the way we design and build products. It's a real advantage to have all of these great businesses around us. You guys are partnered with Altered State Machine for the artificial intelligence side of it, which I think is going to be crucial and going to be a major shift from where we are in AAA gaming now to where we're headed with Web3. The ability to implement artificial intelligence into the gameplay, and this concept that obviously we're really, really focused on, which is the digital identity and the ability to personalize, swap out your wearables, represent your IRL identity and URL, or even just create an entirely new personality or completely new identity in this space, right? So there's so many opportunities, and it's great that you guys are really thinking about what that might look like 5, 10, and 20 years from now.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're super excited about non-fungible intelligence and kind of the potential use cases of that.
Guys, I want to, just because the gameplay trailer was so sick, and now we've started talking about wearables a little bit. We have acknowledged the onesie. It is lurking and creeping there behind Trevor. So I think that now we may as well show the trailer for the collaboration in the onesie, which is so sick. Before we do it, Joel, and I'll give you a second to load that up, would like to send out a special shout out to the Discord community and encourage any of you following along, if you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere else. It's always an extra special experience when you also follow along in the Discord. I know that they have a drinking game going presently. They're looking for some keywords, some key signal signs from the presenters here and the speakers. So if you want to be involved with all the extracurricular fun activity that's going on, follow along in the Drug Receipts Discord. But now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Joel, let's show this sick, amazing trailer of the Cryptowalkers and Drug Receipts collaboration.
So dope.
So rad.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Philip. He produced that video.
It's funny because I have some questions, and it's, honestly, I know what it's like in the space, right? Everything is moving so quickly. You guys talked about a 1-year anniversary from your Genesis collection. I mean, just looking at where you're at now from where you started, right? Just 1 year ago. And we experience the same sensation all the time. We look at all the stuff that we've created so far, and we haven't even made it to a year yet. I mean, stuff just moves so quickly in this space. But so all that is to set up this idea that I realize that some of the questions we ask, like, all those answers aren't completely solved yet. So some of this we're figuring out as we go. But the onesie is a full zip up onesie, right? It's got a mask on the onesie, but it obviously can be zipped down. Your characters have heads and other facial features and facial accessories. So how is the onesie going to be presented in the NFT? I guess that's a good place to start.
Yeah, they will be presented with the hoodie up.
They will? They won't?
They will.
Wow.
The NFT you saw in the beginning, walking with the golden AK, one of the rarest traits, is one of the NFTs.
Okay,
actually.
So that's it, the full face. So then I guess that in gameplay, right, you would have the opportunity to zip it down or zip it up.
Yeah. I have to make a shout out to Melinda, who actually did the whole onesie in Marvelous Designer. The thing with doing clothes there is they are a little bit harder to work with. You kind of render every frame. It's not bounded to the actual. Let me know if I'm too technical now, but it's not bounded to the body of the walker. So we kind of went for the full zipper, which I also think is cooler than actually the spinning turntable. I think it looks really, really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. But I guess this is a dumb question, because when you mint the female walker, I guess in the metadata, the walker will have a head, right?
Yeah.
Every
I
have to wait to gameplay
female
see what my face looks like.
Yeah. Second reveal.
Yeah, in the male collection, if you had like a mask and would take it off, it would just look like a thumb. You will have no hair and everything. On the females, there will be metadata that you might not see. Like every female will have hair. So the day you walk into the store and pull the hoodie down, she will have.
Oh, but so it is another reveal. So you won't, in OpenSea, for instance, you won't be able to look in the, you won't be able to filter and see what kind of hair your your character has, even if the mask is up. You won't know until it's revealed in the game.
Yeah, exactly. You will know by the data in, like the meta will say if she has red hair. You will know. You will also know what kind of haircut or kind of hairstyle.
And like what skin color, probably.
Yeah,
too.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you could have.
I might be a little bit biased, but is the onesie the best fucking wearable drop so far in this space?
Yeah, I mean,
I would
hear
say
that in
so.
the comments. The people listening in, tuned in, who some of you have seen it for a while, some of you might have only just seen it for the first time. Is this thing here the sickest goddamn wearable in the metaverse right now? Put it in the comments below. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Can't help myself.
Yeah. And how cool isn't it to wear it in real life?
Yeah, I can't wait for those.
So,
Can't wait.
Wait for that. We can leak that it's going to be super soft. That's been our focus. Is the fabric is the core focus of everything we're doing with the onesie. So it's
nice.
That's our most important manufacturing kind of KPI.
Guys, the first opportunity anyone will have to get access to these onesies, the IRL onesies, because the IRL onesies will be associated with the trait in your female collection. So let's talk about the mint first, starting with the mint date. When is it going to happen? What do people know? How can we get our hands on one?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about that. First, I want to give you guys a major shout out, though, for I think just being super open-minded. I think the onesie kind of represents something like really quirky and kind of irreverent. And I know that when we were meeting to kind of brainstorm and strategize what the wearable was going to be, we wanted to stay true to the ethos of the Genesis collection and kind of that goofy sort of nature of it. And we were like, I know we were kind of talking about maybe like a hoodie or like a tracksuit, and we're like, those are kind of like, everybody does that. Those are kind of basic, but we thought of the onesie together, and you guys were so down. So I just want to compliment you guys on that. That's what I also love about the Drug Receipts team, and that's also very evident kind of through your brand and your personal brands and stuff as well. The female mint. Yes, we have been so hard.
Sorry, Shay. Can I ask thanks for the material to even make it? I mean, the design you sent us made the job very easy for us.
Oh, great.
You did the design. We made it in 3D. It was a great job from your side. Thank you very much for that.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shay, for interrupting.
No. I mean, yeah, that's like, I think that's why we wanted to go with you guys for the wearable, is that sort of artistic prowess. And I've been so impressed with all the merch and stuff that has come out of Drug Receipts. But yeah, the mint. We have been so hard at work during this mint. It is Tuesday, December 6th, at least here in America. I guess for New Zealand, it will be the 7th. Our mint price is 0.069 for the culture. Our supply size is 6,545. We have some incredible activations and collaborations within the female collection, the IRL onesie being one of them. A bunch of Futureverse collections are allow listed, including Drug Receipts. There is no need to register. We are doing like a wallet scrape snapshot kind of situation. There are a bunch more details in our Discord, on our Twitter, and on a Medium article that we posted. And our mods and our community team is working around the clock. So if you are confused about anything, or if you have any questions, just feel free to hop into our Discord, pose your question in the Gen chat, open a support ticket, something like that. Somebody will get back to you.
Sick. Yeah, so it's so cool that all the partners have been kind of whitelisted or allow listed to try and mint. And I think Drug Receipts holders can mint up to 2 per wallet. Is that right?
This is correct, yep.
Yeah, I think you're going to find a bit of a swathe of snugglers jumping into that mint, trying to get themselves that onesie female walker. And anybody who gets the onesie female walker with the gold AK, DMs. I got you. I want that thing.
Joel, let's show the image. We have a still image from that walk cycle with the gold AK, with the onesie. Since we're talking about this design so much, because the only way that people have seen this now really is kind of through this animation. Kristian referred to the designs that we sent over, and we actually have a slide that shows those designs, or at least kind of a version of them. Yeah, this is kind of basically what we sent over to them with a little more detail. But you'll notice that on the back there is a stabby, our tabby character holding a knife, and it says "My Life with the Drug Receipts Kill Team." So we actually retroactively came up with the Halloween drop. It was a variation of this collection, which we'd already conceived of, was already in development with Cryptowalkers and the Walker World team. So the Halloween drop and this collection, they're related, right? They're all part of our Kill Team collection. And you can see there in the pattern in the center, kind of all the traits from our collection that are represented in the drop in this collection. You've got the Band-Aids, the pentagram, Kill Team speech bubble, broken heart, all the kind of Kill Team related stuff. But the inspiration for this collaboration, really before we even arrived at Kill Team, we're trying to think of a collaboration with Cryptowalkers. They've got, they're working toward this game, hunting zombies, fighting. And so we in both collections, we have the hockey mask. Can we show the image of the, I think it's actually, Joel, and I think it's in a different folder. It's in the trait lore folder, but there's a slide that shows the Cryptowalker and the DRx hockey mask traits. For us, that was kind of the starting point. We were looking between the two collections. What are some things that we have in common? And as Shay was saying, we also wanted to kind of like play on and celebrate the shared quirkiness, some of the same aesthetic that we had in common. And as Shay and Kristian are both talking about, the success of the collaboration, like how easy it is to work together. That is the value of finding partners that get it, right? That if you start with people that, that you're aligned with in terms of like values and aesthetic, it just makes it easy to come up with really cool stuff. So right back at you guys for everything that you said. I mean, it's been a real pleasure to work with y'all. And the fact that this worked is because y'all get it. And we are so closely aligned kind of in terms of the things that we value and that we think are cool and that we care for. So thank you guys for that. It's been a really fun project.
For sure.
Yeah, likewise. And also, I just want to say, like, what other NFT collections are bringing this much value to their holders? Like, this is one of the few kind of additional NFT drops that we're doing for the lucky minters. We have Gen 1 brains, Gen 2 brains, Atom cars, amongst other things, seekers. Like, I mean, I just think that speaks volumes. So I just wanted to shout that out.
Thanks. Yeah. Appreciate that. And go ahead, Trevor.
Speaking of drops, all I want to say is that there's a bunch of traits, as Arlo pointed out, all over that onesie. So I will let the community speculate, but pay attention to the traits that have been represented here in this collection. And also, I'm really excited to see where we go from here. Like the first one, I think we've knocked it out of the park. I think that the two businesses are working super well together, and I can't wait to see what we produce as we go forward into this. And once we get into gameplay and we start to learn a little bit more about how that operates and what's possible in gameplay, we can do some really cool stuff together. So yeah, super excited.
Well, I just want to add something to this. We can talk about technology, and that's the whole reason why we're here. There's some sort of paradigm shifting dynamic with the technology that we're involved in. But, like outside of that, humanity expression, self-expression is always going to exist. So the fact that we are diving into the niche of fashion and wearables is like, we become an access point, or at least an understanding point for people to get in on the technology, but also put it in a way that they're able to understand and do it well. So this has been an incredible partnership, guys. I'm really excited.
Yeah, the augmented reality clothing is so. The response we've had from it has been so amazing, right? People just get it. They want to understand it. They want to dive into it. They want to learn more about how this clothing is coming to life and right in front of them. And then that leads them into, that natural kind of pathway into Web3, into gaming, into what all this NFT craziness is all about. So yeah, we're really excited that we can tell a story now of what we've had in our heads for quite some time, right? We've been telling the community, we're working on it, but now we finally got a real life example of, and a really strong signal to everybody is, this is who drug receipts are. This is where we're headed as a brand. And, you can see it right in front of you taking shape, and the sorts of partners that we're able to attract with the products that we're delivering is also amazing. So
yeah, I'm really excited to see what you guys continue to do and kind of Web3 with merch and wearables. And I one thing that I've heard from like everybody is that like drug receipts merch quality is always top notch. So I love that you guys never sacrifice quality, and I love everything that I've seen. So super excited to see how that evolves.
You see, Shay, they all have to pass the Arlo test. So Arlo is our official QA backstop. And if he can't cut the shirt up just the way he likes it, then that supplier is fucking binned. We go and find the next one. And so that's how we have a very unique QA system in place here at Drug.
I hate callers. But Shay, you talked about, delivering value, right? What other communities are delivering as much value? And at Drug Receipts, we consider ourselves like a gateway brand, right? A gateway into Web3. And one of the things that we offer is because a lot of the things that we do, a lot of the things that we offer are deliver value that people can understand right now. And you don't have to understand anything about Web3 or the metaverse or NFTs. If your shirt in real life starts animating, if you see the augmented reality experience, people go nuts about that. They get excited about it. And same thing, even if you never see the augmented reality experience, if we send someone a real physical onesie and they can wear it, right, and sleep in it, like they are stoked. So a lot of the things that we are promising in Web3 are on the horizon. They are coming. The game will be out sometime next year. The interoperable wearables, that will happen. Once these game environments come online, that will happen. But in the meantime, we are delivering stuff to people that they can understand the value in right now. And so it kind of stokes people out. And with all of our drops, with our mints, we are releasing physical wearables and digital wearables together. So you get both. But while you're waiting for all of the utility of the digital wearable, in the meantime, you've got sick apparel that you can wear in real life. And so in that way, we are trying to bring people to Web3 just by getting them excited and capturing their imaginations.
And just to go a little tiny bit further on that, it's important people understand we've already dropped a couple of digital wearables. And so hopefully people start to understand that, everything we deliver, all of our digital wearables will be interoperable. So we currently have the onesie in store, and I think it's been, not the onesie, the hoodie, sorry, the DRx Travel Co hoodie is in OpenSea. And there's a lot of people, I think, have underestimated or not quite comprehended what the value of that digital NFT is. So now hopefully we can start to show and people can start to see and understand, this is something that I can actually trade and wear and utilize and has a whole lot of value and utility as a digital token, not just the physical wearable that I'm rocking in the street.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing my hoodie on my walker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know. We talked about a store, right?
Yeah, definitely. We're obviously really focused on this. So delivering a solution where people will be able to buy, trade, sell, swap physical, digital wearables and use them across different URL spaces is obviously something that's a big part of our roadmap. So.
Yeah.
So Jesse, while we've got our guest, I know that we had some questions popping up in our Discord. I just want to make sure that we get to them all while we've got them here. Is there anything that we haven't addressed yet?
There was someone that asked if there's going to be an in-game store in the game.
Kristian addressed that.
Okay,
it will be.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense. Let's see. Dia made a comment that this is the first Web3 onesie ever, and I believe that actually.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah. It's one that's going to be hard to top, also.
Yeah, first and
We need to
best, right?
have-
Who would
First
want
and
to
best.
follow that? Uh-huh.
Yeah. We need to have like a onesie party, onesie pajama.
100%.
For sure.
Or
And
that's a
what-
Discord night. Or like we
Yeah.
could have a DJ and then everyone just like snuggles up in their onesie and then we'll take like a big group photo. We'll break a record or
Yeah.
something. It'll be cute.
Love that.
We'll
Love
talk.
that on
We'll
my board.
talk.
All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is we want to talk a little bit. We're going to go into a little bit of detail on the sort of some of the lore behind the traits in the onesie, like where the inspiration for because we keep talking about the kill team. Trevor's got it there on his shirt. It's the mask and the knives are like kind of the representation for the kill team. But there's a whole backstory and a legacy to where all these ideas come from. And they draw on, the work that I've been doing for the last 30 years. Kristian, I wonder actually about that. So as you've got a long history as a designer. How much do you draw on previous work in the things you're doing? Or do you ever do like self-referential things like in the collection? Like do you refer to, stuff or inside jokes maybe that you've done in the past?
Yeah, I think I've done most of the prints for the t-shirts, for example, and they are a lot of like retro zombie movie references. Like Night of the Living Dead was what is it now? Night of the Cryptowalker, something. One of the graveyard t-shirts. I've done the foil hat is my thing. I don't know how that happened, but I'm kind of a super foil hat fan now of the foil hats in this collection. I've done. It's a lot of pop culture references and old, not always good movies, but old like retro movies. I like sci-fi, and I'm a big horror movie fan. So I don't do 3D myself that much, not at all now. So the 2D graphics I'm on. Also the graffiti, if you've seen it, the graffiti on the walls in the game I did. Yeah.
Do you have background in that? Are you actually a writer, or is it only?
I actually won a competition when I was younger.
No way.
Back in the hood where I'm from, here in Stockholm.
Wait, where are you from?
Stockholm.
Oh,
Stockholm in Sweden.
Did you say back in the hood where I'm from?
Hood in Sweden, it's not much of a hood, but we had graffiti competitions. Oh God, I feel so lame now. But we had those.
I think it's
I won
cool.
it 1 year. We had a yearly competition in like the area where I grew up. That
The hood.
kind of
Got
the
it.
hood, the real rough hood in Stockholm. But I have a little bit of a background in that.
So I'm in a similar boat, right? We are, most of our background is in 2D design, graphic design.
Yeah.
And so now we are in this kind of like this 3D world where we are trying to apply the graphics. I have kind of, I've kind of like stubbornly and holding on to my 2D aesthetic. So most of our graphics animate like as 2D animated graphics. They pop off of things, but they're mostly 2D. But you guys have gone, whole hog into like the 3D environment, obviously taking it to the next level. But there's kind of different solutions to how you translate that 2D aesthetic into 3D worlds.
Yeah, for sure. But it's fun. It's fun whenever I can add some of my art, I'm very happy. I also did some of the tattoos I did, all of them, I guess.
The tattoos in the collection.
The tattoos, the t-shirt prints.
Yeah,
I'm a illustrator nerd. I love doing vector illustrator and all that kind of stuff.
Me too.
Yeah, good things.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. Is that so much of the DNA of the project has like stemmed from kind of Kristian and Daniel's like personal interests and propensities, and Kristian is driving a lot of our lore with our lore master. Shout out to Aaron, and I can tell that like just the content and the stories and stuff that he has consumed, it like kind of definitely helps, I think, like inspire a lot of that, which I think is awesome, just because it shows kind of how much like soul and stuff went into like the Genesis collection and everything in the first place.
Shay, you mentioned giving input. You weren't around when they were conceiving of the Genesis collection, but you've certainly been there through the whole development of the female collection. What kind of input are you able to get, or like what kind of input have you given?
Yeah. So I'm super excited. We have a more diverse palette of like skin tones for this collection. That's correct, right, Kristian? And
that's correct.
We decommissioned kind of the very pale kind of albino one that we had in the Genesis collection.
Yeah, that was all white.
Yeah. And so that's like one example. And the team has just always like, they kind of have always just like checked with me for certain things. And they're like, like, is this appropriate? Or what do you think about this? Like, we want a woman's opinion on it and stuff like that. Yeah. And which I've really appreciated. And they've always been super receptive to it and taken the feedback. And I mean, I think it's like even just the color palette and skin tone thing, I think is huge, because I'm somewhere in the middle, and I was like, I want something that I can like rep, and resonate with. And so, I mean, that's just one way, and so many things come up along the way, I think.
For sure.
Representation is really important, like really, really important. It sucks when you're browsing a game and you want to create a character, or you want to, see something that looks like you. It's amazing what that bit of representation can do for someone's, self-esteem or perception of self, or even just feeling accepted in technology and gaming spaces. I know it sounds, like really, diving into the details, but it's really crucial. Coming from a Hispanic Latin background, I remember when I saw Coco when it came out in theaters, and I was like, oh my God, there are so many elements here that I feel like, oh, like this is my family said this, or, it was like a warm hug on the screen. So thank you guys for taking that into consideration.
It's such an advantage to have, I think, in the space as well. There's, like you were saying earlier, Shay, it is still quite a male-dominated space. So I think it's a huge advantage that not only have you got female leadership in the team, but you're also taking that idea of representation, the idea of bringing equality into the mix, the idea of not leaning into one particular bias. It's such an important part of the worlds that we're trying to build. I mean, we're building most of this stuff from scratch, and we have a huge opportunity to do it right, or at least do it better. And so I think, one of the things I love about the project is the fact that you've got Shay sitting there in the team at a senior level and able to input and kind of influence the way in which the project develops, the way in which the world is built, and hopefully we're all better for it. So yeah, kudos.
Yeah, likewise. I really resonate with that. And I want to give a shout out to kind of our male counterparts. And I'm sure Jesse would agree with me, but I think when men and male leadership and kind of provide platforms for us and entrust us with that, they really become allies. And I would see you and Arlo as kind of the same way. And so just keep continuing to do that. And it's awesome, and it's going to play like a big part in kind of, I think, like the mass change for all of this. So yeah, thanks for being awesome allies.
Appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going to say something. I hope you don't take it the wrong way, but I'm going to challenge you a little bit on what you said. As a man, I don't provide platforms for women, right? Or I don't trust Jessie to do things, right? When I first met Jessie and she interviewed me for an art magazine, essentially, and we had such a great conversation. It wasn't because she was a woman. We vibed like on so many levels, like aesthetically, like she was so smart. She like sort of got the culture, like on art, like just on so many things. I'm like, that is someone I want to work with. So it never entered my mind, I want to give a platform to a woman. I just like working with people that are really good at what they do. Shay, you are that, and Jessie is that. So men don't give it to you. You
no,
do
100%.
You give it because you deserve it, right? Because you've earned
I guess
it.
What I meant is even just giving a seat at the table, though, and keeping an open mind. That's what I mean. Like that that makes a difference. And that's what I was saying. Like, even for me to be in the position that I'm in and have, it speaks volumes about kind of like my team and their values. And so that's just what I kind of mean, because everybody has the choice for like yes or no, or opening a door or closing a door. So
you're right.
If you
gatekeepers.
So
exactly.
we're now deep into,
you're right.
We're now deep into the idea of identity, right? So we're talking about the value and perspective that different identities bring to the table, but we're moving into a space where people can kind of develop and create whatever identity they want to. And I mean, I already know people who are male in the real world and female in the metaverse, and sort of have this, balance and way of expressing those two sides of their personality. So I wonder how that will play into this space, right? And how much of the infrastructure that we're building now plays out into that idea that people can develop, recreate, restructure their identity around this digital life that we're now going to dive much, much deeper into. And I wonder how significant or how blurred the lines are going to get around identity as we move into this space. So I think that, the current world is very much, there's this very obvious and visual kind of representation of this, I want to say battle, but I don't want to say battle. Maybe legacy is a better word. But as we move into this space, we're almost like starting again, right? So I hope and pray that all of that shit just goes away, and it's just, people get seen for who they are, what they do, what type of person they are, the identity that they put forward and the identity that they represent becomes the only thing that matters. And, now that I look at you and you're a fucking rabbit, or you're a walker, or you're a, whatever type of avatar you want to be, I don't know if you're a woman or black or green or stand on your head or whatever your physical, idiosyncrasies might be, doesn't matter anymore, because I see you with a purple rabbit in front of me, and I'm assessing that purple rabbit for how that purple rabbit behaves. I wonder how much of what we're doing right now will play into this.
I think a lot of it.
I wonder too. Oh, sorry, Shay, I didn't mean to.
That's all I was going to say.
Well, too, I think like the conversation culturally and globally is changing. People are becoming more open-minded about what identity actually means. Even in the real world, people are looking at things like gender and sexuality on sort of like a spectrum, or even intelligence on a spectrum, or the way your brain kind of works. And I think we all know what that means, on a spectrum, and becoming more accepting of those kinds of things, versus looking at things at extremities or at categories that are given to you and you just have to accept it. I feel like it's more acceptable to sort of create or live in however or whatever you perceive your reality or what you identify to be as, which is cool, because I feel like if it doesn't bother anyone else, then like, who cares?
As a member of a really underrepresented and underacknowledged group, Trevor, I'd like to send a special shout out to you for including people that stand on their head in your list of physical traits that could be represented in the metaverse. So thank you. As someone who stands on my head quite often, I appreciate you.
I have friends that are radical verticalists, so they don't like sitting down, they don't like lying down. They're radical verticalists, and they are a very underrepresented culture. In fact, it's a social suicide to be, in a bar or in a public place, meeting somebody for the first time, and then it inevitably comes up. Yes, I'm a follower of radical verticalism, and suddenly the prejudices are intense. So I'm really looking forward to a space where a radical verticalist can do whatever they want. And
now, Kristian and Shay, I think, are thinking like, what have we gotten into? How can we get out of this? Is this clearly this has gone off the rails? This has got to be coming to a close sometime soon. Guys, we are. I think you are done with your official obligation with us. I think we've covered most of what we're going to cover. Unless there's anything.
Now it gets weird.
If there's anything that we've missed or anything that we need to, I think we've covered the mint. If there's anything that people need to know, let's make sure that we get that out to them now. And then what we're going to move on to is we're going to talk about the traits a little bit, which you guys are welcome to stay. And if you want to learn a little bit more about the traits and add to the conversation, we love having you guys here. But you are not obligated to stay. That's all I want to let you know.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
I guess, no, sorry, go ahead, Kristian.
No, I was just going to say you are a better kind of to end with good info than what I am. So go ahead, Shay. You have something on your mind.
Yeah, I was just going to wrap up and say thank you so much for having us. Just and one more key piece of information about the mint. The first hour is going to be for Cryptowalkers holders only. So if you own a walker or a weapon, you'll be able to mint in that hour. And then for the second hour, it will open up for holders still, but as partners as well. So Drug Receipts falls into that. And yeah, I just want to say this has been an incredible partnership. Really looking forward to doing more things together. And I also just wanted to give a huge shout out to Altered State Machine and Carmen and Jay and Gal, my partners over there. They are extremely equally as passionate about inclusion for women in Web3 and have just been a tremendous support system for this mint and kind of the initiatives and things that we are passionate about. And I just, Altered State Machine is just one of my favorite organizations. And I think that they are doing so many things right and is another organization that has females at the helm of leadership, like Carmen, Degen Trader Girl, so many other people, Shara Senderoff. So big shout out to them. And I'm really, really grateful that they've been such a forward thinking kind of female inclusion partner for this as well. And yeah, I think we'll hop off. We, as much as I would love to be part of this conversation, we are so slammed with the mint and have a million things to do. Awesome. But thank you guys so much for having us. And I'll let Kristian say some last words as well.
Yeah, I just want to thank you. You're an awesome team to team up with. Always fun meetings with you guys. Love the process, the whole way from nothing to this onesie. Was a nice ride for sure. Thank you very much for inviting both of us.
Awesome, perfect. Thank you guys for coming on. Very excited about the collaboration. Can't wait until the mint. So we'll be looking forward to that. Good luck with everything, and we'll let you guys get back to whatever you're doing. I know you've got a lot on your plate. So thank you, Shay. Thank you, Kristian, for coming on.
Thank you
guys. Keep up the great work.
Good luck with the mint. And, we've got our own some alpha. I think it's time to drop some of the details around what's going on with the cap, what's in the cap, who's got the cap, how do I get a cap? No cap.
Right. So we just talked about how you can get the onesie, right? If you mint a Cryptowalker female that is wearing the onesie, then that will also entitle you to a claim to the IRL onesie. So you'll get the digital wearable and you can get the IRL, the physical wearable. But how do drug receipts holders, how can you get a onesie from the drug receipts collection? So we're going to have our own mint. This won't happen until next year, sometime early next year in January. But we will have a mint of our capsule collection. It's going to be a capsule collection based on this Kill Team release. Each capsule will include 3 items: a hat, a t-shirt, and either a hoodie, or in more rare cases, instead of a hoodie, you will get a hat, a t-shirt, and the onesie. So through that mint, and through the Drug Receipts mint, you will be able to get a Kill Team onesie. And that will also include the digital wearable and a claim for the physical wearable as well. So that's going to be happening in January. We have already announced the traits associated with the female collection. Obviously, if you get a female that's wearing the onesie in the female collection, the female Cryptowalkers collection, then you will get to claim the IRL wearable. In the Drug Receipts collection, we also will have our own trait claim, our own trait draw. The trait in the Drug Receipts collection is going to be the Kill Team Stabby. So as you saw when we were looking at the onesie design, the main feature on the back of the onesie design is our Stabby character. It's Tabby holding a knife. And it's, and the Kill Team speech bubble is featured prominently in the collection. Exactly right there. So that is the Kill Team Stabby. So if you've got that, if you've got that exact assortment of traits, the knife, tabby, and the Kill Team speech bubble, what we're calling the Kill Team Stabby, then you automatically will be entitled to claim your IRL drug receipts Kill Team onesie, and you also will get dropped the digital wearable as well. Those are two separate things, right? Two separate ways that you can get the onesie. You can either get the onesie just by having that trait collection. You will get it as a trait drop. The other way to get it, and anyone will have the opportunity to do this, is if you get in on the mint and mint our capsule collection, there will be an assortment of onesies scattered throughout that collection as well. But you will not know in the mint what you're minting, right? It is somewhat of a lottery system. You can consider it a form of rarity because all the capsules will have a hat, a t-shirt, and a hoodie, except for some of them will have a hat, a t-shirt, and a onesie. But you got to mint it to have a chance to get one of those. So there you go. After the mint, there will be no other opportunities unless you know someone, or unless, there will be a few select that we put up for prizes, things like that. But mostly you're going to have to mint it, or you're going to have the traits.
So I'm looking right now I'm looking at Denny, who picked up the first onesie in the spaces during the week. And now I hope, Denny, you realize, mate, just how special that little throwaway little gift that was given and dropped on you, because these things are going to be almost impossible to get your hands on. You've either got to be in the mint or you've got to have the trait. That's it. Or you've got to know somebody, and I will happily put my wallet up there. I'm accepting ETH offers, and we'll see just how far we can go with the onesie. No, you have to be in it to win it. It's all about minting and trying your luck there, or having those particular traits.
And it's a special collection that we have developed for the capsule drop. We haven't released, or we haven't shown any of the designs yet. But as we mentioned earlier, when the Cryptowalkers team was on, the shirt that Trevor's wearing is part of the Kill Team collection. It's part of the Halloween drop. So that is a Halloween colorway of the Kill Team drop. The mask and knives there, right? That is kind of the Kill Team icon that we're using as to represent the collection. But the onesie has a different design, kind of based on the Kill Team drop. And instead of the mask and knives, you got My Life with the Drug Receipts Kill Team, but it's got the Kill Team Stabby in the middle. But the capsule collection will be part of, or will be related to, some of the stuff that you've seen already, like in the Halloween drop, and obviously what you can see there on the onesie. We will give you one taste of what you can expect in the capsule collection, and this is an early digital rendering of the hat, which is the purple, or the Cryptowalkers Kill Team version of the Drug Receipts Kill Team hat. So Joel, if we have the which one is it? Oh, you got it. Cool. Right. So for anyone that's seen the Kill Team Halloween drop, you know that you will recognize this, but we have changed. These are new Kill Team purple colorways to go with the Cryptowalkers X Drug Receipts collaboration. And for anyone that was paying attention, when we dropped the Halloween Kill Team drop, you will notice that all the animations, the DRx Experience augmented reality animations, the colorway was not Halloween. It was this colorway. And so that was just something to kind of tease what was coming, because the Halloween Kill Team drop was just a variation of what was a bigger Kill Team collection that we knew was coming on the horizon. And so now this is just kind of the first taste of what is on the way. So there also will be a t-shirt and a hoodie. And I hope that I haven't misrepresented this. I don't want anyone to get the idea that the hoodie is just the thing you get if you don't get the onesie. The hoodie is really, really sick. Our Travel Co hoodie was rad, but what we're doing with this Cryptowalkers purple collection, Kill Team collection, it's sick. So that is going to be a surprise and delight. We are not showing that yet. But for now, all you need to know is that those things that's what's going to be in the cap. and there will be a mint for that coming up early next year.
And there was a question, I think it was Savvy, who said, if the onesies aren't claimed by trait holders, do they end up in the store? And the answer is no.
So anything that doesn't get minted, right? We said we're going to have a capsule collection mint. Anything that doesn't get minted is going to get burned. The only way to get the onesies is either as a trait drop or in the mint. There's not going to be, you won't be able to get them in the store. You'll be able to get them on the secondary market on OpenSea, but they will not be available in the store. No.
So just to clarify a little bit, each capsule contains 3 NFTs, which will be a hat, a shirt, and a hoodie, with a handful that will possibly get a onesie. So all of those will be individual digital and physical wearables. So they'll end up in your wallet. They'll be claimable for IRL wearables. You can trade them on the secondary market, claimed or unclaimed. The NFTs will be wearable and interoperable across as many game environments as we can possibly create it. Once the mint goes live, though, once the mint finishes, there will be an opportunity for people to purchase just the IRL apparel, not including the onesie. So the hat, the hoodie, and the shirt, you'll be able to buy in the store for a limited window of time. And then once those are closed, that's it. And if you buy in the store, you won't get the digital wearable. You'll only get the physical wearable, which is still a pretty fucking cool thing. Let's face it, this is clothing that comes to goddamn life. Yeah. But if you want the digital wearable as well, then you need to mint.
Exactly.
And there's only a handful of mint. There's not even that many to be minted. God damn. It's a super rare. This onesie is going to be the most sought after goddamn wearable in the metaverse.
So I just if my math is serving me right, guys, real quick. That's not 3 items in the capsule. That's technically 6, if you think about it, because you're getting the interoperable wearables, and then you're also getting a claimable IRL version of what you just minted. So that's 6 items in one, which is crazy.
It's actually closer to 8, because you get the 3 NFTs, which are the digital wearables. You get the 3 IRL physical wearables, and you also get clout, and you also get bragging rights. So there's a whole lot in the capsule. Trevor's right? So there's going to be the mint of the capsule collection and the pre-order through the drugstore to get the physical apparel items, but that's it. And part of this model, this is a demonstration of the things that we've been talking about all along, right? Find ways to create exclusivity and access for drug receipts holders, because in the mint, you guys, our drug smugglers will get first access to the mint. There will be some whitelist associated with it, because obviously we are partnered with Cryptowalkers on this, so we've got to give access to some of their holders as well. But outside of the whitelist, first access goes to drug smugglers, and then we open it up for public mint. But this is, we are building in access and exclusivity for our holders. And again, that's another part of the reason, guys, we would love to put the onesie in our store and just sell them all day, right? Because this is going to be a really coveted item. But what we were trying to do, what we want to do, is make it exclusive. We want to create FOMO, and we want it to be something that everyone can't get. That's why we are putting it in the mint, and you can't get it any other way. So it's trade drop to holders, and it's mint for holders. It's exclusive access for you guys first and foremost. And this is just the first capsule collection of many to come. This is the drug receipts model. Different partners, different collections, but every 1 to 2 months, we're going to be dropping these exclusive limited collections. And everybody won't be able to get them. There's not enough to go around, but that's the idea. You want them to be valuable. You want them to be exclusive. We're building a secondary market. We're building interest. We're building FOMO. And so this will stoke interest in each subsequent mint. This is the drug receipts model.
And just like the onesie in the next collection, which we're already working on, there is also a premium item that's going to be super rare that people are going to be champing, depending on whether you're in the southern or northern hemisphere, at the bit to get their goddamn hands on these things. So don't sleep. Stay up until January, until we drop the mint date. For those of you who are asking about how much and who gets what and all that sort of stuff. There will be more information on that coming closer to the time. So just hold on to your shorts for now. And we will make sure that if you're following along in the Discord or our Twitter, you will know everything well ahead of time and be well prepared for this drop.
I can see that Jamie is in the comments and she's just hoping that Jesse is going to hook her up and hold one of her spin the wheel giveaways, off screen, where Jamie can have a chance at winning her, her onesie.
Yeah.
So guys,
I'm sorry, just real quick. I have to put this on the record. I am waiting for Drug Receipts gold chains, Drug Receipts jewelry. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm just throwing it out there.
I have a really cool image I could show you, Jesse. We're not allowed to show it, but I have something really rad I could show you. We will save that for another one. Guys, y'all want to do a little bit of history? Y'all want to let's go into the lore and the history of some of these traits, because we have packed a lot of traits into this Kill Team collection. We already did a trait drop for the hockey mask, right? They got the access to the Halloween Kill Team drop. We've mentioned that the Kill Team Stabby is going to get access to the onesie. There's other traits in here, like the pentagram is included in the Kill Team collection. So just know that we are thinking about you all. And with so many drops, right, scheduled, traits are a big part of it. Like we say that we are bringing Web3 to streetwear and streetwear to Web3. So we are blending these two models, right? The streetwear drop model and the Web3 minting model. And we are creating these Web3 exclusive drops, utilizing the mechanics of Web3 and minting with the trait drops and everything else, and utilizing the hype and the FOMO and the excitement of a streetwear drop. So this is really exciting stuff. And this Kill Team Drug Receipts, Cryptowalkers capsule collection drop coming up next year is going to be really the first iteration of it, kind of in all of its glory. Can't wait for it. So let's talk about it. So Joellen, the Kill Team shirt, we actually don't even, I guess, have to bring up an image of it because Trevor's wearing it right there. But he's got the mask and the knives on front. And so I guess the most obvious things here that we're going to talk about are the mask and knives and Kill Team, right? Because these are two of the prominent features there. Let's bring up the Ghost brand logo, because this is kind of, this is one of the main inspirations. Anyone, now that you've seen the mask and knives, once you see the Ghost brand logo, right, it's pretty obvious where the inspiration came from. This is the logo that I used for a long time with Frykstedt, and then after that with Ghost brand. I even have this logo tattooed on my wrist right now. Joan, let's show it. Try to show it here on my camera. Yeah, see right there, right? Ghost and Knives. So that's from Ghost brand and Frykstedt. And I'm not the only one that has that tattoo. There's a lot of them out there, I'll have you know. Can't wait to see the Mask and Knives Kill Team logos from Drug Receipts. But so the inspiration for the Mask and Knives, obviously, is the Ghost brand logo, but we took the hockey mask from the Drug Receipts collection. And also, just as a minor detail note for you guys, the knives from the Ghost brand logo, I updated those. I replaced them actually with knives that are based on the styling of the knives in the Drug Receipts collection. Let me see your shirt one more time, Trevor. Let's see if that's true.
It is.
Yeah. The different knives, yeah. Those are based on the knives in our collection. Cool.
I can't believe how excited my blue couch is to get into this shot today. It's just
it just keeps jumping into the frame.
It's my special guest. My secret special guest is my old blue couch that's in the background.
It's really cool. But so then the other big component here from the Drug Receipts Kill Team is Kill Team. Where did that name come from? It's a very provocative name, Kill Team. And there is a long and storied history behind the Kill Team, which actually goes back even further than the history of the Ghost and Knives, than the logo itself. Let's show the image here of the Senate Kill Team. We've got a little collage here, but this is an old Senate ad. Eric Shrine was one of our pro skaters. And that's a shirt, a Kill Team shirt that we had. You can even barely see the tag in the collar there. That's a Senate tag, probably one of the infamous Destroy All Girls tags. Talk about how far we've come with representing women in Web3. Boy, those were different times. Not that anyone tolerated it back then. It was a big deal. We ended up on all the major news outlets. But so this story is about Kill Team, right? So we had the Kill Team, the Senate Kill Team. We made shirts and stickers that said "Kill." On the ad there at the bottom of the ad, you can see Eric Shrine, 1998 Kill Team. There was a lot of merchandise on all the wheels that we put out in the wheel packaging. It said Senate Kill Team, and we had tours. We had a giant school bus that we painted on the side of it, Kill Team. I mean, really provocative, cool stuff. So where did the inspiration for Kill Team come from? Because here we can see that, this is the inspiration for the Drug Receipts Kill Team. It's referring back to the old Senate Kill Team. But where did I get the idea from the Kill Team at all? And I'll tell you that story. A long time ago, Brooke and I were doing shows. Honestly, before sponsorship even existed for rollerblading, the way that you made it a living was you did demos and shows. Basically, skate manufacturers would hire you to go skate a half pipe show at a trade show, basically. And we used to go every year to Chicago to something called the Sporting Goods of America, something like that trade show. SGA was held in Chicago. And I was with Brooke, or maybe we were even in Europe. Some of the earliest trade shows we went to were in Germany, at a trade show called ISPO, the International Sporting Goods Association, or something like that, organization, something like that. ISPO was in Munich, Germany. But so these were giant sporting good events, right? Because action sports didn't really exist as a category yet. Rollerblading certainly didn't exist as a category big enough to have its own trade shows. So it was always part of sporting good trade shows. So there'd be hiking, outdoor apparel companies and ski companies and snowboard companies and these fledgling inline skate companies. I did shows for Ultra Wheels. I did shows for Oxygen. Actually, the predecessor to Oxygen, which was, actually, I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was the Ultra Wheels show. I don't know. Something before Oxygen. Rollerblade, obviously, Roses. So all these inline skate companies would show up at these sporting good trade shows. But as I said, it wasn't just rollerblading. So the US Ski Team was there. And they, you walk around the show, you get stickers and flyers and whatever from all the different vendors and booths out there. And so Brooke and I got these US Ski Team stickers. And it was a big sticker that had, whatever, the US Olympic logo on it or US Ski Team logo. I don't know what it had. All I remember is it said US Ski Team. And I didn't want to just stick a US Ski Team sticker on my helmet, right? That it didn't make any sense. I thought it'd be kind of corny. But I had a couple of these stickers and I'm looking at, and I'm trying to think, what can I do that would be more, suitable to my own liking and my own aesthetic. And so I'm rearranging around in my head and I come up with US Kill Team. So I cut out the stickers and I rearranged it. And so I put it on the helmet. I put it on my helmet and it looked like the US Ski Team logo, but it said US Kill Team. And I thought that was kind of cool. And that would kind of morph and evolve over the years where I started doing things like where I made a sticker that just said kill and I put it on my helmet. And then for Senate, we started making shirts. I made a shirt that said kill. And we made a shirt that had a knife on it that just said kill. And I guess if we get into the emotional sentiment behind it, we were young people, young men at that time, basically teenagers, young 20s, in participating in a dangerous action sport. And there was a lot of aggressive energy behind it. We actually called skating back then was called aggressive inline skating. And so there was just a lot of anger and angst and energy and just, raw energy. And kill is just like an extreme expression of that. From my perspective, it's certainly not intended to be something taken literally. It is just an extreme expression of just kind of rage and energy and dynamism. Dynamism. How do you say that word? Is that a word? Dynamism. I think it's something like that. So let's look at an evolution of it now. So after Senate, we did the whole thing with Kill and Senate Kill Team. In all the projects that I would do after that, I always refer back to my own work, like the ideas behind my creative output just grow and evolve with me. So after Senate, at some point I did Frykstedt, and we had a let's show the ghost Frankie kill, because this was a graphic I did with Frykstedt, and then I did it again with Ghost Brand. So, you know, more iterations. You can see it says kill there, kill, kill, kill. But this graphic should look very familiar to people that are familiar with the drug receipts collection, because they're, you know, these, even the walking position there looks like, you know, is very similar to how our characters are presented. But the knife trait and the mask trait and even kill, right? These are all things that are represented in the drug receipts collection. And this graphic is, you know, is 15 years old or something. Right, but it's actually got toes, not just the Smurf ball feet. But this is the ghost character, Frankie, we called, you know, to reference Frykstedt, but Frankie the ghost wearing the hockey mask and holding the knife. But I want to show you another kill team, or another kill hockey mask iteration that we did in Frykstedt, and this was I think probably even 2007 or something. Can we show the Frykstedt FRSH mask? And guys, I couldn't even find an image of this. I think I have a shirt folded up somewhere in my shirt archives in the garage. You know, I have like giant Tupperware bins full of shirts from through the years. Maybe that would be a fun episode one time, to just go through the archives of these actual physical shirts. But this was a shirt that we actually produced. It's got a all over pattern in the back, which is something we could even look at, you know, unto itself. You can see in the all over pattern, there is a knife in there. Again, just these ideas, they keep recurring. But in the foreground is the hockey mask. This was an early iteration of the hockey mask. And on the back, kill, kill, kill. And the hockey mask, kill, 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 right? That is an obvious reference to Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th movie series. But so it would, and now you can see how it's evolved through the years all the way up to the latest iteration. And let's go ahead and show one more time the Cryptowalkers and DRx hockey mask, just because I know that's got, you know, the latest iteration. Yeah. So here's where we are today. On the right there is Cap, one of our drug receipts characters wearing the mask and the knife, and a rollerblade, which ties in all the, you know, the very beginnings, the very origin of the whole kill team concept. Did I get? Oh, and to bring it all together, one just kind of full circle meta self-referential ball of kill team. Let's show the image of Roadhouse wearing the kill team Halloween drop. So Roadhouse here, this was at Blading Cup in Santa Ana, California. That's Roadhouse, who was on the original Senate kill team. Now, 20 years later, wearing the drug receipts kill team t-shirt at a rollerblading event, where, by the way, Randy won the Veterans Cup. So bringing it all full circle, super meta references here with an original kill team member wearing the drug receipts kill team merch. Very cool. What do you think of that? Trevor, Jesse, you guys still with us?
Yeah, I think we're here. Here I am. Hello. Yeah, no, it's super exciting. I always find it so fascinating how far back all of this stuff goes. You know, in a space where everything is just brand new, being created, being developed and designed on the fly. We've got this unique legacy that goes back 20 plus years, where, you know, 30 plus years. We didn't need to dox that.
Senate started in 1993, I think, which means we're coming up on 30 years, literally.
Wow. We should do a 30-year. You and Brooke should do a 30-year thing next year sometime.
So Chris Edwards, the godfather or the grandfather of rollerblading, he is organizing some kind of a 30-year, you know, celebration of kind of like the real beginning of rollerblading, the kind of rollerblading as we know it now. Yeah, and you know, speaking of Brooke, a detail that I forgot to mention, Trevor, thanks for reminding me. But I showed the one of the original Kill Team ads. It was a full spread ad that we did. there's a good chance Brooke actually laid that ad out. He used to do some of the ads. I was the creative director essentially for Senate, but Brooke also did a lot of the creative stuff for us. And I'm pretty sure, I think that ad would have been one that he did.
If he was here right now, I have a sneaky suspicion he'd be talking about his number one signal, and that he is quite a creative genius, and he's had a number one single, and
right,
two number one singles,
two number ones.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be saying that if he was here right now, and he'd be showing his feet. Drink. So we definitely have to be at that event, and I think it's really cool the way that it's all coming around full circle, right? The timing is just everything seems to be lining up. The rollerblading has had a recent resurgence, and that seems to be gathering momentum. The 90s and the iconic fashion is now being re-represented or reinterpreted for a new audience again. So like all of these things seem to be rolling around, and here we are placed right in the middle of it all with all of that legacy and all of that history to deliver. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I bet you 90s Arlo would have been absolutely blown away by the augmented reality of a Kill Team shirt that we're seeing today, right? Imagine going back and seeing that, nearly 30 years ago. And I think that'd be pretty mind-blowing, right?
It is mind-blowing. I'm not going to take the bait here. You're almost drawing me into a really existential question about the difference between, the versions of ourselves through time, like the difference between that version of me and this version. Whereas that version definitely is somewhere inside of me, right? I am an older version of the Arlo from the 90s. But the Arlo from the 90s is not a younger version of me now, right? The Arlo from the version of the Arlo from the 90s has no concept of the insights and the wisdom and the maturity that he will accumulate over the years. So I am an older version of that one, but that is not a younger version of me. So there will be some disconnect between the ability for us to understand each other completely. But yes, I said I wasn't going to take the bait, and now I'm kind of doing it. But no, I'm not
now I want to bring Dia on the show and go deep on this. No,
I don't know why that topic's making me emotional. It's like,
you know what, we will save that for Spaces. I think that's a great topic for Spaces. I think that could be really fun to get into. So we'll make a note of that. Mark that up in the Discord so we don't forget. We'll make a Spaces out of that. Speaking of Spaces, Trevor, I think now would probably be a good time to talk about something exciting that you've got cooking.
Is that on the Runner Show? We're already at that. Okay, so we started another community project that came out of the community. Nebuchadnezzar, who's one of our Senate members, and I got together and started talking about the idea of doing some kind of more general, broad, a little bit education-focused Twitter Spaces. So we learned this idea of the Web3 town square. And we intend to tackle all of the kind of bigger topics in Web3 and try and bring guests and people in that are experts on that, because we are definitely not. And just facilitate a conversation so that people who are in those different places or are new to Web3 or are just trying to figure all this stuff out have somewhere they can go and get answers to pertinent questions. People who are interested in these different topics that we will do week to week can get up and talk to other people who are also working and discovering in that space. So with that kind of format in mind, this week we are diving into the music biz, the Web3 music biz. And we've got some pretty exciting guests lined up for that, including Mo Meta Media, who is another snuggler, but is also somebody who is doing Web3 media and building a media agency around Web3 and telling a lot of the stories of these projects that are being built and that are growing and scaling rapidly. We've got David from We Are Hume, who are responsible for the biggest metastar on the planet right now, Angel Baby, and We Are Hume raised, I think, something like 11 million in VC funding to help launch and develop Angel Baby and the idea of metastars and the idea of this Web3 model of music. So there's obviously a lot of interest in it, and it'd be great to hear what David's experience has been so far. We've got Nicely Done, who's in the crowd, and I Am Don, who may be in the crowd here listening in, who are going to come on the show and talk a little bit about their experience, because as we know from our Drug Wars campaign, they both dropped tracks as NFTs, and it would be interesting to see what they learn from that and how that works, and one being a musician, one being a Web3 guy, what the different roles might look like, and really just go deep on answering some of those questions. Like, I'm a musician. What the fuck is Web3? What does it mean to me? How do I be a musician in a Web3 environment? What are the opportunities that are available to me right now? What should I be thinking about? All of that fun stuff. So tune in Sunday, 7 p.m. CDT, which is, I think, Monday about 2 p.m. New Zealand time, something like that. Follow along in the Discord and Twitter and all of those sorts of places, and you'll find out where it is. And yeah, come join us.
Love it. Love it. It sounds really exciting. Super cool. And, this is part of our initiative here. One of the things that we're doing is trying to present more drug receipts content, more drug receipts related content. Spaces is one of the primary ways that we've identified to do that. We are trying to add more unique and interesting programming for all of you to participate in and to engage with. And Trevor getting this thing off the ground is really exciting. It's a nice way to kind of get that kicked off. Another version of that, Dia and I host, along with my daughter Lulu, host a Skeptic Spaces. So we will be announcing the next version of that coming up pretty soon. In fact, next week, so the holidays have kind of disrupted our podcast schedule, and I think really all of our media schedule. And that's going to continue through December, because we're going to have to work around Christmas as well. But what it looks like, I think, is next week, actually, we are going to have another podcast. So whereas our podcasts usually occur every other week, we are stacking them up in consecutive weeks here to kind of get back on schedule a little bit before we get disrupted again at Christmas. But the next podcast next week will be a skeptical podcast, skeptically themed. So we'll have Dia on for that. Hopefully, third time will be a charm. We have yet to pull that off flawlessly, but we're going to give it one more shot. And one more note about, we're talking a lot about engagement with snugglers, and spaces and through our podcast and through all of our media is a great way to do it. But we do have IRL events, and we've had a string of them recently. We had the Boogie Disco with Paradise here in Dallas at the roller skating rink for Halloween. And we were out at Blading Cup, and we also were out at a skating event here called the Carriers Cup in Dallas. And at the after party for the Carriers Cup at a local bar here called the Fillmore Pub, which happens to be located right across the street from where the Eisenberg skate park used to be located in Plano, Texas. So after all the Eisenberg hoedowns, which was a big skating event that we had every year around Halloween in October, we used to go to the Fillmore Pub. And the event always went late into the night. So we'd show up at the Fillmore Pub around midnight. But a lot of great memories at the Fillmore Pub. And the manager of the pub is, fittingly now, is an old manager from Eisenberg Skate Park. So a lot of relationship there, a lot of familiarity. And they always take care of us. And they are rollerblading related. So they always hook us up. So we had an after party at the Fillmore Pub, which Jesse actually organized. To bring this all together with Eric Padilla, our friend from the manager out there. But one of the cool things that we did was we took a drug receipt, a thermal drug receipt that I drew on a drug receipt. The very origin and genesis of our, the reason we're all here is because these doodles that I drew on receipts. So, and I still do them. And just as a sidebar, we are still coming up with cool and fun ways to get these hand-drawn receipts out to you guys. We've got some cool stuff coming up that I think you guys will be excited about. But every once in a while, we find ways to give away these drug receipts. Jesse will spin her wheel and somehow secretly give one to Jamie, or or we've just got all different kinds of ways that we can give them. But so one thing that we did was at the after party at Fillmore Pub is, Joan, let's go ahead and show the image. Actually, I drew a drug receipt and then put it into one of the pill vials, and we hid it in the bar. And Jesse sent out, communications to everyone. I think we used, I don't know if we used AirDrop for this. Maybe it was on our Twitter, actually, or our Instagram. But we alerted everybody that was attending the party. We said, hey, there is a drug receipt hidden somewhere in the bar. And so throughout the night, people would keep coming up to us. I was sitting with Jesse and some other people, and we were all talking, and they'd come up and they'd be like, where is it? Are we getting close? Can you give us a clue? And so through our Instagram, we did send out clues actually periodically. It happened to be hidden like on a power outlet or something. But so eventually one of our drug smugglers found it. This was a drug smuggler who showed up, Oliver, who showed up, and he found it. And so he got to take home that hand-drawn drug receipt. It was just a cool way to build in some real personal one-on-one engagement, interaction, IRL interaction with our drug smugglers and, just kind of the wider community. And as mentioned, we are developing other cool, fun ways to get drug receipts, thermal drug receipts, just like this one, out to you guys. So stay tuned for that.
Arlo, have you really done 7,221,007 hand-drawn receipts? Is that a running? Yes. So that's number 7,222,001. That hand-drawn drug receipt. So as you can see, snugglers, we're working Arlo pretty hard in the background. That's why he hasn't been in Discord much, hasn't been around a lot, because he's just that doorway you can see in the background there. Through there is a chamber, which is just filled with thermal receipt printers and markers and things. And
so you know what, Trevor? So I used a real pill bottle as reference, and I sort of tried to fill in all the area. I just want to make it look like a prescription label. And so, but as I like to do, wherever there are numbers or wherever there is, minor information, I always like to make it something interesting and cool. So that number is not the number. That number is the same on every single pill vial, and it's not. But it does refer to something. And the first person, Joel, and you can put it back up on the screen. The first person in the Discord that can tell me what that number represents, I will send you a thermal drug receipt. Yeah. So have a look. If you're not in our Discord, this is what you're missing out on. The first person to post in mainline what that number represents, what the significance of that number is, 072222001. We will get your information, and I will send you a thermal drug receipt, a hand-drawn drug receipt. Metaverse D got it. Metaverse D got it already. Congratulations, Metaverse D. That is, in fact, my daughter's birthday, July 22nd. Yep.
Nicely done.
Very good.
Metaverse D picks up a thermal receipt just like that. And I was going to say, Bildo, it's not airless glory. So I thought Bildo's going to jump in there with his airless glory.
Another reference. Yes. Always talking reference.
I'm reading the comments right now. Lulu and your mom share the same birthday?
No.
Wow.
They don't.
Oh.
But Selena and my mother do.
That's cute.
Interesting. My mum and my oldest brother do, which is weird.
Favorite?
So it makes it convenient at birthday times because you just buy 2 presents and that's it. It's, growing up.
Statistics and the probabilities, like on shared birthdays, are just so counterintuitive. Like, how likely you are to share a birthday, with a small number of people. Basically, if you have a small number of people in the room, like your chances of sharing a birthday with someone else, like, are, whatever they are, 1 in whatever it is. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. I just know that they are really counterintuitive. You expect it to be a lot less likely than it actually is. So, guys, I think that we are coming to the close of the show. Jesse, I feel like there's some extra information. I just don't know what we're at liberty to say, so I'll let you handle it.
Yeah, for sure. So this Saturday in the US or Sunday in Kiwi time, we will be broadcasting a super cool DJ set from Miss Lady Hayes in our server. So that's 9 a.m. Brisbane. Am I saying that right, Trevor? Can I get some clarification?
Yeah, Brisbane.
Brisbane. Brisbane, mate. So if you're in Brisbane, tune in at 9 a.m. Or if you're in Auckland, that is noon for you. That is 11 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. New York time. So it's Eastern Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So tune into any of those times. Well, that's kind of impossible, but check our Discord and you guys can enjoy a 60, 90-minute set from the ever illustrious, ever lovely Lady Hayes, who has been such a joy to have on our server. But yeah, it's the Broken Hearts Club. So if you want to show her some love, send her some broken heart emojis. Is that alpha? I don't know. That's it.
We have
a broken heart. DJ set the trait based.
Awesome.
That's going to be huge. That's going to be massive. I mean, old Greg's last, takeover DJ set was massive, very popular. Lady Hayes on the follow up. Is this something we're going to be seeing more often from our drug receipts community and from us, Jesse?
Yeah, absolutely. Just
for sure.
Files under the category, right, of all these different ways that we are providing more content, more user engagement, just interacting. Finding more ways for us to get together and vibe as snugglers. So drug snugglers, Jesse, did I cut you off? What's up?
Did my face give it away? Oh no, I was just gonna say this weekend is really stacked. I mean, it's kind of cool having the podcast on a Friday. I'm not gonna lie to you. And just our events tomorrow with Lady Hayes and Trevor, your upcoming spaces, and then we got a little bit of a break, and then boom, we have our party spaces where you guys can win super sick drug receipts merch. It's been a really fun and exciting week. So I don't know.
I bet that Trevor agrees that it's fun having a podcast on a Friday, but not on a Saturday.
Yeah, it's awesome having a podcast on a Saturday morning. There's nothing I want to do
on a Saturday morning.
After a hard week at work is get up and do a 3-hour podcast. No, I love you guys. I'd get up and do it.
No, we will. We're not gonna hold you to that. So yes, this has been a fun.
Nothing beats the drug wars commitment, though. That is still to be topped. 5 a.m. every fucking day on my holiday, I got out of bed and did a drug receipts daily recap.
I'm guessing that was
Trevor.
Right? Guys, we should do this. We should do this every day.
I had to drink my own Kool-Aid, right? It was my stupid idea.
Oh, was it? Okay. But yeah, so this has been a fun off-schedule version of the podcast. This is not at our regularly scheduled time. We will be back on our regular Thursday, 8 p.m. CST time next week for our skeptical version of the podcast. Thank you guys all for showing up here for today's podcast. Such an exciting time in the drug receipts world, in our Snuggleverse. The partnership with Cryptowalkers, with Walker World and Drug Receipts. I mean, it's just so exciting. We've been working on it for so long, and now that it's finally out there and everybody can see it, and you guys can share in the excitement with us, we just couldn't be more proud. So continue on this journey with us, guys. Follow our socials at Drug Receipts on Twitter and Instagram. Follow and subscribe to the Drug Receipts channel on YouTube, and join the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you can be like Metaverse D and you can win a thermal drug receipt, a hand-drawn drug receipt. But if you want a chance at spontaneous, improvised opportunities like that, you've got to be engaged with the community, and Discord is the best and easiest way to do that. So join our Discord server. We've got a lot of great and welcoming and knowledgeable drug receipts in there, drug receipts, drug snugglers in there. So they will welcome you with open arms. Thanks everybody. Thanks to Joelle and all of our team behind the scenes, Acro, Dawn, and everyone else. And thanks especially to all of you drug snugglers. We'll see you guys in the Discord, and we'll see you next week on the podcast. Snug you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.